In the vast darkness of space, aboard the grand starship Vorthkalar, Captain Dreth of the Xalthari Dominion paced across the command bridge. His scaled, emerald-green skin shimmered under the artificial lights, and his four eyes narrowed in confusion as he read the latest reports. Something wasn't adding up. The Xalthari Dominion had conquered hundreds of worlds, subjugated dozens of species, and expanded its empire for millennia. Every new species they encountered either surrendered or was swiftly crushed under their superior technology. But now, there was this problem: the humans. Captain Dreth turned toward his second-in-command, Varric, whose mandibles clicked nervously. "Explain this again," Dreth demanded, voice low and dangerous. Varric swallowed hard and pointed to the holographic display floating before them. "The humans, Captain. They won." Dreth's eyes flared. "What? How? Their technology is primitive compared to ours. Their ships are weak, their weapons outdated." Varric hesitated. It wasn't just their weapons. They did something unprecedented. He paused, as if unsure how to continue. "They rammed one of their own battlecruisers into the core of our flagship during the Battle of Orion's Edge." The room fell silent. Dreth blinked all four eyes slowly. What? They sacrificed an entire ship. Full crew, no escape pods launched. Just straight into the core, Varric said quietly. "It caused a chain reaction that destroyed half our fleet." The silence on the bridge deepened. Even the hum of the ship seemed to fade into nothingness. Dreth's claws tightened into fists. Why would they do something so illogical? "That's suicide." Varric nodded grimly. "Yes, Captain. But it worked." Humans did fecking what? Dreth's mind raced. He had studied countless species, every weakness, every cultural flaw. No species, no civilized species, would willingly throw away so many lives just to win a battle. That was madness. But the humans weren't following any script Dreth had ever known, and that terrified him. On Earth, Admiral Rachel Vega sat in the command room of the United Earth Defense Fleet headquarters, nursing a cold coffee as she stared at the casualty reports. Her eyes were heavy with exhaustion, but there was a fire burning behind them, one of defiance, of determination. The Battle of Orion's Edge had been a victory, a costly one. Thousands of lives lost, but it had sent a message: you don't mess with humanity. The door to the command room slid open, and Commander Jalen Park stepped in, holding a fresh data pad. "Admiral, you need to see this." Rachel took the pad, her brows knitting as she read through the intercepted Xalthari communications. They were panicking. "Good. They didn't expect us to fight like this," Jalen said quietly. Rachel nodded. "No, they didn't. They thought we'd roll over like every other species they conquered. They didn't count on humanity's greatest strength." Jalen raised an eyebrow. "Our technology, our strategy." Rachel's voice was like steel. "No, our stubbornness." She set the pad down and leaned back in her chair, the weight of her decisions pressing heavily on her shoulders. Every human life lost in that battle was a sacrifice she would carry forever. But the alternative, submission, extinction, was unthinkable. "We need to prepare for the next move," Rachel said, steeling herself. "They won't stay scared for long." Jalen nodded. "What's the plan, Admiral?" Rachel's eyes hardened. "We hit them again. Harder this time. We show them that humanity doesn't break. We fight until there's nothing left." Back aboard the Vorthkalar, Dreth stared at the endless expanse of stars outside the command window. Every strategic model, every predictive algorithm, they had all failed against the humans. Why? Because no model accounted for sheer, reckless courage. No simulation predicted an entire crew willingly flying to their deaths for a chance to win. "We underestimated them," Dreth admitted, his voice hollow. Varric nodded. "They don't fear death like other species. It's unsettling." Dreth's claws scraped against the metal railing. "It's more than that. It's their unpredictability. They're not bound by logic or survival instinct in the way we understand." Varric hesitated before speaking. "What if they come for us next?" Dreth turned slowly, the fear now fully settling in his chest. "They will." The Xalthari Dominion had faced many enemies, but none like humanity. No other species had ever been so willing to burn itself to ash just to ensure the destruction of its foe. It wasn't just courage, it was fury, it was defiance, it was survival at any cost. And Dreth knew that made them dangerous beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. "We need to fortify our borders," Dreth said, trying to regain control of his fear. "Prepare every fleet. We can't let them reach our homeworld." But deep down, Dreth knew it wouldn't be enough. Back on Earth, Rachel Vega stood on a platform overlooking a massive assembly of troops and officers. The air was heavy with the weight of what was coming next. "We made them bleed," she began, her voice echoing across the silent crowd. "But the war is far from over. Xalthari thought we would break. They thought we would surrender. They were wrong." She paused, letting her words sink in. "We lost good people at Orion's edge, brave souls who gave everything so that humanity could survive. We honor them not by mourning, but by fighting for what they died to protect." The crowd erupted in applause, the determination on every face burning brighter than any star. Rachel knew that the next battle would be harder. Xalthari wouldn't underestimate humanity again. But that didn't matter, because humanity's true power wasn't its ships or weapons. It was the unbreakable will to survive and the terrifying readiness to do the unthinkable to ensure victory. As the troops saluted, Rachel's heart burned with the same fierce fire that had carried humanity through its darkest hours. The Xalthari had made a fatal mistake. They had underestimated humans. And soon, they would learn the hard way that in the vast darkness of space, there was nothing more dangerous than a cornered human willing to do whatever it took to win.